Hello, everybody. It says I'm. Hold on a second. I'm going to have someone pull up YouTube for me. Oh, my beautiful Jen. Hi, everybody. Let me see if I can pull up chat. Oh, here we go. Okay, I see that. Yes. I am trying to pull up the chat. Give me just a second. God, I can check it this way. If you come in and said hello, I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. My own writing group hasn't subscribed to my my channel. Isn't that funny? Okay, there we go. Okay, yay! You guys can hear me. My own writing group hasn't subscribed to my my channel. Isn't that funny? Okay, I'm going to mute myself over there, which says that you guys can hear me. And I got another viewer, so that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. OBS has changed a few things, so trying to get used to that. But I'm going to give everybody a chance to get in and say hello and things like that. And while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and for those of you who will be watching the replay or something like that later, I'm going to go explain what this is about. What's going on? Who's Anne Crow? This is S.A. Crow author. YouTube, right? Who's Anne Crow? Okay, so those of you who are not in the know. My name is Shirley Ann Crow, so hence S.A. Crow, hence Ann Crow, because of algorithms and things of that nature that have happened not long ago, and I think are still kind of occurring. It's sometimes easier to have your regular, if you write one genre, have that genre's pen name or name, and then if you write a different genre, to have a different pen name. And so that was the advice I was given, and I completely understand that for algorithm purposes. It's easier to, have all of this for this and all of that for that when it comes to some certain searchable things. So I started my writing career in romance novels. I am a long-time romance novel reader. I've been reading romance novels since I was 7 or so years old. Yes, that long. I would sneak my mom and my grandmother's novels. I didn't have to sneak. I was never censored on any of my reading in any way. So if I could read it and I had the money for it, my parents would let me buy it or read it. It was just kind of disregard the mess down here. We're still trying to. We got new desks and new bookshelves and things, and we are trying to reconstruct this tiny, tiny living room that actually is a double office for Jen and I. Only problem is we're back to back. So she's behind me over there, and I'm over here. And I might, show you a little bit of the office so far, with sticky notes and all sorts of things around. So continuing my story, because I just babbled off. So I started my career in romance because that was the first book I wrote when I decided I was going to become a writer. And I was going to sell the story and that I had been telling myself. And so it all worked out. And so Essay Crow is where I write romance suspense or romantic suspense, however you want to search for that. Back in the day, it was romance, with the subgenre of suspense. Now it's romantic suspense. It's a matter of which one is first. That's always the key, is which one's first, is the main genre. But Obsidian Vendetta, only part of the name has changed. I always knew it was going to be Obsidian. Always knew it was going to be Obsidian. Way back 20 plus years ago when I lost this manuscript. I completely wrote this manuscript. It was based off of technically, it goes in this order. I watched an anime called Blood. I think there's more to the anime title, but mostly it was Blood, which was a vampire story. And I have a fond place in my heart for Japanese horror anime. It lives in my heart somewhere all the time. But I was inspired to write a short story about a woman who grew up in the DFW area and was turned a vampire. And she had finally reached a certain point in her existence, which she was ready to be finished. She was just ready to be done. And I keep reading out, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit because I'm like reading out all over the place. So she found this organization called Paranormal Investigation and Registration, P.I.R, hence the book series, that she decided she was going to share her story with. And so she did. She shared her story with them. And so in the story, I flip back to historic events that happened in Fort Worth in her time frame. Because I love history. I love learning about the history of an area, especially an area in which I'm living. So I grew up in Fort Worth from the age of like 8 until I moved to Arlington. Oh no, I lived in Denton for a short bit, for a few years. But and I lived in Hearst for a little while. But I grew up on the streets of Fort Worth. So Fort Worth is a great place. I love Fort Worth. There is a rivalry thing which we'll get more into. So I wrote that short story, and then I was kind of inspired from that short story. I was like, well, who is P.I.R? How did P.I.R happen? What's all this? And of course, I was reading some of the novels that were very popular at the time. I was reading things at that time like Laurel K. Hamilton, the Mary series. I was reading the Anita series because I was waiting for Mary series books to come out, because it started with the Mary series. I was reading, other stuff, and of course I've always loved vampire stories all my life. From Lost Boys to, so many vampires in my life. And so I decided to tell the story of this detective who works for P.I.R. That's her job. And she grew up in this orphanage that P.I.R. handles because she's not completely human. And so I wrote this whole manuscript. I even wrote the beginning of the second manuscript, the sequel. And I completely lost them. I lost them on the computer. I lost them. They might be on a CD somewhere that got destroyed in the trash heap or whatever. But it did exist. And in a way, that is a blessing. Now, I know some people are going to go, wait. What do you mean it's a blessing that you lost that whole manuscript? Well, one, it didn't tie me down. It lived in my brain. So I didn't start my writing career then with this book. Instead, I left my husband. I went to college and was about to finish my bachelor's degree in psychology. And was thinking about going on to my master's in psychology for sex therapy and adult therapy. And my world got turned upside down again, and I wrote Into the P.I.R under my pen name S.A. Crow and started my publishing company. And I have now published 3 novels in the P.I.R series, which you can get the box set that has the first 3 novels and the stories that go in between those. Doing that and learning something new every time I sat down at the computer to write a new story. I know for a fact that Obsidian Vendetta, this manuscript that started way over 20 years ago, 2 decades ago, is way better than it could have ever have been. One, Jen, some of you may know her as DC Sadie. She's my co-author for Amber and Ashes, which is a short that lives in the P.I.R universe. More on those later. And her playing Mama is the best thing ever. She actually embodies a character in the book. And anytime I need Mama-isms, I go to her and have her help me. So really, Jen is a part of making this book better. How much I've learned. My writing community on the Wings for Writers who helped with writing critique and all of that stuff. It's so much better than it could have been. So much better. And the series is going to keep getting better. It's just going to keep getting better. Both series, actually. So, let's start with Obsidian Vendetta, which I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer again, because I'm so excited about the trailer. I'm very, very proud of it. Alright, so I'm extremely excited about that. I think it's the best book trailer I've ever made. So Obsidian Vendetta. Obsidian Vendetta is a way to get all of you into the P.I.R universe. So these books are set in the mid-90s. Our main character is Avril Flores. She is a half fairy, half human, other. So the world is broken up into others and normals. And she sits on a spectrum of power ranges, of ability range, where you have normals, mortal. So she's not immortal. Then you have others, which could be immortal, possibly. They live longer than most people. I'll just say that. And then you have voids. And so she's on the spectrum, and I'll explain voids in a minute. So the normal world, some people know about the other world. Some people who are in the know, some people are married into the other world, some people technically have come in contact with them because they're first responders, policemen, firefighters, things like that, and they have to make phone calls to say this is weird. There's that number to call if things are weird, and you have to okay that with your higher ups to make that phone call, and so P.I.R. is Paranormal Investigation Registration, and if you pick up the book, there is so many fun things I've put in the beginning of the book. And let me see about pulling that up. It might show up on Amazon. For some reason, my favorite, my lovely terabyte external hard drive is not plugged in for some reason. Okay. That is me. It's being silly, everybody. Okay, let me see. And let me read a sample. Okay. So, in the beginning, you are given the Reader's Guide to P.I.R., which, by the way, the book is on Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free right now. And so you were introduced to the world of P.I.R. and that registration is mandatory, compliance is enforced. P.I.R.'s stated purpose is balance between the human world and the other world. In practice, that balance is fragile, political, and often maintained at the expense of those with the least power. P.I.R. handles registration of supernatural citizens and entities. Basically, it's Men in Black, but for paranormal creatures. That's the easiest explanation. Investigation of crimes involving paranormal actors, enforcement of containment, capture, and execution orders, cover-ups necessary to maintain secrecy within the human world. P.I.R. was not designed to be compassionate. It was designed to be effective. So basically, when humanity figured out things that go bump in the night actually existed, they said, let's tax that and regulate it. So, of course. And of course, there's the registration notice issued under Paranormal Investigation and Registration Authority. All otherworld citizens residing, traveling, or operating within the territorial jurisdiction of the United States are required to register with Paranormal Investigation and Registration (P.I.R.) within the United States, because other countries have their own version of P.I.R. And we will come across them occasionally. Registration constitutes consent to oversight under the Uniform Code of Justice and the submission to all applicable investigation, judicial, and enforcement procedures. Failure to comply may result in detainment, loss of civil protections, forced relocation, or judicial action up to and including execution. Registration does not guarantee protection. Registration does not guarantee equal treatment. Registration exists to maintain balance between the human world and the other world for the continued safety of both. And then I did the organizational structure of P.I.R. for you guys, so you can break down how P.I.R works. It stems from the federal up in Washington, D.C., and then it's located in state capitals, and then county parishes or city branches. And then you have the sector chief that's over that branch. And then you have detectives, registers, judicial service division, and cleaners. And then principal figures, I did all the main characters that you're going to run into in the book. And also kind of, so Avril, of course, Talon, her partner, Rafe Hunter, who is the sector chief of Tarrant County, Miriam, Arabella, Alexander, Dixon O'Malley, William Cole, Fernando Price, Cassandra Hellier, Lamar Burke, Celia Burns, Violet Vaughn, and Mama. And then I did a reference glossary with Avril's notes. So she adds like P.I.R's definition, binding agreements, debts and obligations recognized under other world custom and enforced by the P.I.R favors may be magical, social, or political in nature. Avril's note. If it's written down, it benefits someone with power. If it isn't, it still counts, just not for one who needs it the most. And that was favors. So yeah, so there's the, and you can see that in the preview. But she has like the regular definition and her definition because she's hilarious. I love Avril. Snarky. Avril has been a friend of mine for a while now. But that's not all. That's not all. So, you can grab a copy of Obsidian Vendetta and completely enjoy it. And then, just a second. Then you can go to Medium. Just a second. Here we go. If you go on to Medium, share the link down here. That may not show up. Might be. Yes. If you go down below and click on Read P.I.R Serials, it'll take you to the Medium link. But Hematite Without Faith is the story between Obsidian Vendetta, Avril between Obsidian Vendetta and the next book, which will be Moonstone. That's the working title right now. If you're starting to see a pattern, let me know. Let's talk about it. Yeah. But yes, Hematite Without Faith is finished, so you can read the whole story of what happens to Avril between books 1 and 2. But a little bit more happens to her. So she helps out a friend in False Emerald, which False Emerald is Avril is not the main lead. It's a friend of hers. And then she also helps out a friend of Mama's in Amber and Ashes, which is still ongoing. False Emerald has finished. But yeah, you click down in the links below, you'll find Obsidian, where you can grab Obsidian Vendetta, where you can read the serial stories, join the street team, art team, the newsletter. Yeah, so much more. So much more. Because I don't think that link showed up. But yes, so that's a little about the book, a little about the character, and I hope you enjoy it. It has been a labor of love. I am so glad it's finished. I have drafted, did the beginning draft of Moonstone. And DC Sadie and I write Amber and Ashes together. And we have an idea to work on another story that will be taking place at the same time as Moonstone. So I will be getting back into that one. Right now, I am drafting the fourth book in the P.I.R series. So that's really exciting. I'm happy to do that. I hope that you enjoy this book. I enjoy this world. I love playing in the world. I'm probably going to play a little bit more in it because I also have William's story, who he's one of the main characters, one of the characters in Moonstone. And I have a story for him that's going to happen between books 1 and 2 as well, because he desperately needs Avril's help. Yes, I fully enjoyed this book. I can't wait to get my copy, and to get the person who's dedicated in the book to sign it for me. If you haven't gotten your copy, please do. And I hope you enjoy it very, very much. If you have any questions, I answer all your comments down below, or find me on social media and message me if you have any more questions about this world. But yes, it's a bit like Dresden Files. It's Men in Black meets paranormal. But yeah, it's also LGBTQ friendly. My main lead character is a bisexual woman, and she doesn't discriminate against other. So she's a fun character to write, and I absolutely have a blast with her. So I hope to see you guys soon. I will start to be changing my times for my lives to maybe later in the day. I need to look at the schedules and see when people are doing lives, and I will have updates on those times. So keep a lookout to my newsletter and my social media, and I will let you guys know. So take care, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys